Hello, my lovely Wolfpack, and welcome back to the Wolfpack Media Podcast, brought to you by Wolfpack Media, the most entertaining place on YouTube for your news and commentary. I'm your host, Justin Huseman, founder and news contributor. We have a great show today, and I cannot wait to get started, but as usual, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the show with quite literally everyone you know, and join the pack today. All right, we got a special guest with us today. Go ahead and introduce yourself, brother.
Hello. I am Devontae. I'm happy to be here. Just happy to talk about some things and go over some of the topics that we got going on today.
Oh, hell yeah, man. We're glad to have you here. We got Jake here also in the house. Now, his camera is not working, but trust me, he is here.
Yes, I am very much present and more alive than ever. Finding that good work-life balance. As you can see, we got Devontae in the house. I'm going to make this quick and brief and very sweet. Obviously, you can see I don't have a camera on. I forgot to bring my camera. But I figured I'd make this look as least boring as possible for you guys. So I got some cool animations, some pop-ups.
Got some ad reads here.
Some really good marketing and advertising for Wolfpack Media and my music. So obviously, if you guys don't know, I've been picking up the music recently. I just got involved with the label and a good partner. So this is going to be one of them. After this episode, unfortunately, I'm going to be gone for a while. I'm just as sad as you guys, but Wolfpack will still be strong. We will find ways to make things work. I will provide whatever resources I can, even when I'm a few hours up north and whatever town they throw me in. I guess Baroka is my
it's all good. It's all good.
But I've rambled on enough. We got a lot of juicy details we really want to cover for you guys. So let's get into that.
And don't worry, guys. Fucking your good host Justin will still be here with you guys with the Lone Wolf Show. So make sure you tune in and check that out. Well, my friends, we got some big news over the weekend. Senator Lindsey Graham, Republican representative for the great state of South Carolina, has passed away. Unfortunately, he passed very suddenly on Saturday, I believe Saturday evening, and preliminary autopsy has attributed his death to an aortic dissection, whatever that means. It was caused by some sort of cardiovascular disease, basically a heart attack, from what I was reading about the specific thing, and of course, cue the conspiracy commentators. I'm so tired of online conspiracies. I'm literally fatigued by conspiracy theories, because guys, listen, internet people. Not everything is a conspiracy theory. Not everything, like, somebody can just die. Listen, the man was 71 years old, okay? And it is also well known that he had some heart issues, so I don't know why. Some senator dies and immediately people go straight to the, let's have conspiracies.
So I actually have something to comment to that real quick. So, yeah, like you said, take those factors into consideration. He was pretty old. Right. He was already having pre-existing health conditions.
Mm-hmm.
And
it was well known.
And not only just Graham in general, Lindsey Graham, right?
Yeah, Lindsey Graham.
Okay, that's a figure who we're talking about, because I saw that his cause of death results haven't come in yet.
Yeah, they have actually. We got this on the. That's what I was going to get into on the article here.
But yeah, dude. This is exactly why I feel like we need to make sure politicians are in good health. We check up on them, make sure they're like Donald Trump may be as old as he is. You don't think that man's got people checking on his health?
In my opinion, fucking, this is why we shouldn't have geriatric old dudes fucking like running our country. It's like because they could die at literally any time. I mean,
he was in Congress for like what? A few decades.
He was in Congress and then he moved on to the Senate. He's been
for 20 years in the Senate.
Yeah, something like that. I think
over 20 years.
Yeah, I think it was like 10 or 15 years in the House, in the Congress, and then he moved on to be a senator for another 15 years, I believe. That's what I'm reading here. Anyway, yeah, let's get to the article so I can give you all a little bit more information here. We did get a preliminary report on his autopsy here. So we have this from Politico. Graham's office releases preliminary cause of death. Details come after the 71-year-old senator passed suddenly on Saturday. Senator Lindsey Graham's sudden passing was caused by a heart issue, according to the preliminary examination by the District of Columbia's medical examiner. The preliminary findings released by Graham's office found that Graham's death was caused by an aortic dissection. I believe that's how you pronounce that. Due to I already said this, due to a cardiovascular disease. Aortic dissection is a life-threatening medical emergency where tear occurs in the inner wall of the aorta. That's one of your primary artery, the body's main artery.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
The death certificate will be pending until the toxicology and microscopic testing are finalized, and at the point of the death certificate, at that point, the death certificate will be updated to reflect the cause of death and apparently classify the manner of death, the statement added. Jeffrey Carroll, the Metropolitan Police Department chief, and Francisco Diaz, the District of Columbia Chief Medical Examiner, in a joint statement confirmed the findings of the preliminary examination. Whenever an autopsy is performed in the District of Columbia, the pathologist also orders comprehensive toxicology testing and microscopy, both of which take time to complete. As soon as the results are available and the investigation concludes, OCME will communicate with the next of kin, and the death certificate will be amended from pending to the cause of death and the classification of the manner of death, they added. Details come after Graham's office said early Sunday that the four-term Republican senator had died Saturday after a brief and sudden illness. On the evening of Saturday, on July 11th, U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham passed away from a brief and sudden illness. Yeah, we are. They just repeat themselves over and over.
And you know, and like for them to go and say conspiracy theory, it's like when it comes to heart attacks, they are very sudden. They're not. It's not something you can predict. Oh, we know this person's ill. Like it's not like, oh, he's got like syphilis or something, or he's got
I just remember a couple of years
TB or something.
Yeah, I just remember a couple of years ago that he was in the hospital for some sort of heart complication. So
right. Yeah, and that's natural for old people. But what are they even trying to say he did that they're trying to?
What are the conspiracy theories? What I was going to ask you after this article. I want to know what the theory is.
The theory is because he just got back from the Ukraine. They're trying to. Yeah, you can take the article away.
Cool, I'm put you on you now.
So yeah, the conspiracy theory is that Russia killed him. I guess I don't know where that like he got poisoned on our the other conspiracy theory. The other conspiracy theory is he died in Ukraine during his visit, and they covered it up until Saturday evening when they brought the body back. But like this is really reaching, guys. We're reaching for straws here, just grasping at straws.
So they're trying to say that the Russians assassinated him, is what you're trying to tell me.
Yeah, they're trying to say the Russians. Of course, you got the Jews did it. People, obviously.
That would be even a crazy one because he is like one of the strongest advocates for the Jews.
Exactly. That's what I was like. I was like, okay,
the Americans would try to kill him more than Jews would.
Well,
supporting.
Well, that's why
anything.
That's why I'm so fucking.
And didn't just like Trump? Didn't he have good ties with Russia? Last time I checked, you said he had good alliances with the Jews, but I'm pretty sure he had a good alliances with Russia. Trump does.
Yeah, I mean, he was just over there. So he's supposed to be talking to the politicians over there in Ukraine, trying to wrap up this war and get it over with. That's what he was doing over there. He was kind of, yeah. I mean, who knows, man?
Russia and Ukraine are still fighting.
Oh yeah, they just had some pretty big bombings over the weekend, but that's why they were saying, oh, he was over there and he got bombed, and like they just kept it secret, and they're just lying about the heart attack thing. Yes. But this is why I'm saying, guys, I'm so very fatigued. I'm so fatigued with, like, I used to be into conspiracy theories and shit until like the latest shit where it's become so monetized.
Yeah, that makes sense, but not half the shit that they say is.
Well, like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, immediately Candace Owens and her ilk go to the Jews. The Jews did it, and I'm just like, why? Why would they do it? Like, I'm pretty sure he just was meeting with Netanyahu not that long ago. I don't know what are you people talking about? What are you talking about? Where do you get this like fucking shit in your mind.
Like, based on the way they're talking too, you can tell they're not actual facts. You can tell that they're like not. They sound like nonsense.
No, they're doing it for money because controversy and conspiracy and shit like that. It's getting a lot of attention on YouTube and shit. It's all for the clicks, dude.
You can tell that they're just stories that have been made up. You can tell that they were written, executed, calculated.
Also, you got what they call what's it called? Controlled opposition. They got what that is basically this is my conspiracy theory. Controlled opposition. They have a bunch of people. You guys notice how MAGA is kind of split and how Republicans kind of seem kind of split now. You got the Jews did it people, and then you got the leave the Jews alone people. Which is within the Republican Party. I think it's a controlled opposition. Watching all these hardcore Trump commentators suddenly flip script on them. You got Alex Jones, you got Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, and what they call that in the political arena is controlled opposition. If they do this a lot with popular parties. If like he got the popular vote, right? Well, they figure for the next election, if they can split the vote in the Republican Party, then Democrats will win, obviously.
Right. I think that their biggest reason that they're the way they are right now and they're split up from the regular MAGA, thing is because they feel like Donald Trump is aiding Israel too much with too much money, too much support, and they're just over there.
And that's all fine.
Killing kids and doing all the Palestinian Gaza. I mean, that's
all fine. You're allowed to question the government. Right. You're like, that was always allowed. You were always allowed to question the official narratives to things. I do it often myself. I never trust the government, no matter if my guy's in there or not.
Right. Like, that's why they think that it's to the point where they're like, so many words. Trump's trying to suck Netanyahu's dick for support for those that international, trade secrets and all that other crap. And military trades.
But the fact of the matter is, like, this has been. I don't know why we come after Trump. Like, this hasn't been happening for the past 75 years.
It's pressed on whoever's in office. I mean...
Yeah, basically, yeah.
That's a good...
But I don't remember them coming after fucking Obama for fucking, like, liking the Jews. I don't know. They just... Like, Hillary Clinton was over there kissing the wall, too, bro. Like, I don't know, man. Like, nobody said shit then. All of a sudden, like... I don't know. I just see I don't believe in coincidences. So the coincidence of this happens to be a president that won the popular vote by quite a bit. The first Republican president in decades that's won the popular vote. It just seems like it can't be a coincidence that they're just now going to be like, the Jews. And I can understand in some aspects it's like, yeah, Israel, you're kind of fucked up there. But like, once again, I'll ask, where the fuck were you guys, like, for the past 50 years? Like, where were you guys bitching about this? I didn't hear jack shit about Israel until just after Trump got elected the second time. I didn't even the first Trump presidency, nobody said shit about Israel. Really it's just now, and who are the people that were screaming the most about the Jews before the Republicans joined in on it? The Democrats. Whoa, is this a fucking the Free Palestine people were bitching about it first. Trump wins, and then now the Republican Party split between the I hate the Jews and I want you to leave the Jews alone. Like I don't know. We call me a conspiracy theorist, but
I mean, and it gets deep. I mean, there's so many rabbit holes you can go down to. Like, I mean, Jeffrey Epstein is a Jew. And that's another whole rabbit hole to get into.
Well, and I want to make it clear, like, practicing Jew, obviously not. It seems like he was practicing Santeria, not fucking like when we say he was a Jew, are we like?
He was Jewish.
Yeah.
There's another conspiracy.
He was Jewish.
He worked for Israel. Human trafficking is blackmailing American politicians.
I do agree that it could have been. I think it was a joint operation. There's no way it was just Israel.
No,
it was Mossad, CIA, MI6. All if one intelligence agency is in on it, you can bet your ass. Yeah. All the allied intelligence agency.
All the important shit's redacted. Yeah,
I actually did a report on it when it first came out. But yeah, it's so much to go through. I barely put a dent in I'm still going over some of the Epstein files, and it's just so much to go through. There is some interesting things in there if you read some of the emails, but I just have a hard time believing, like, we can't just go straight to fucking Israel did it every time.
No, not every time.
Now, but that's the thing is, that's what I see is, it's constantly something happens, the Jews did it.
And here's my take on that. I don't think. Obviously, I don't think. The Jews did it or this person did it. I think what's going on here is, do I think Trump is being a little too friendly with Israel Netanyahu more than I would like? Yeah. Is this really his fault at the end of the day? No, because if you look at the last 7 presidents, actually, they've had to deal with Iran. Iran has been a country that every president has been sucked into for the last 30 years.
Like Trump at least 40 or 30 years, yeah.
Trump just felt a little more confident because, Trump is pretty good when it comes to running the military. He is a wartime president. So I can understand why he felt a little more confident than usual about dealing with the little country in the Middle East.
Plus, it's Trump, dude. The man's got an ego.
He's hard ass,
and he's trying to he's trying to leave a legacy, because every president wants to be known for something. I think the way he figures it, if you can make peace if the U.S. president can make peace in the Middle East for the first time in 70 fucking years, that's a hell of a legacy to leave behind. Yeah. Like, what president wouldn't want to try to do that, especially Trump?
It's just Netanyahu's not helping. And Trump was saying some stuff about, he was getting upset with Netanyahu because Netanyahu keeps bombing fucking Palestine and his
did you guys see the NATO summit where Trump walks in and he just looks at all the leaders of the NATO countries. He walks in, stops, goes like this, looks at the cameras and goes, "I'm the boss." I'm the boss. And then
just walks over. Real enemy is, and I want to know if you guys agree. I want to know if you guys are noticing this, because I'm noticing this on a wide scale basis now. It's not just in the Democrat Party now. I'm noticing it in the Republican Party. I'm noticing it with other world leaders in other countries and organizations. I'm noticing it in NATO especially. I think the idea of socialism has expanded. I think there's a lot.
Yeah, obviously.
And I don't think it's and so, like, when you think of socialism or communist, you think a lot of people just think of some stupid, like, stereotypical cartoon Republican going, some liberal communists, they're all Democrats.
Yeah.
But no, I'm noticing that there's socialists in every. I'm seeing socialists in the Republican Party. I'm seeing socialists in the always been in the Democrat Party. I'm seeing them in different countries. I'm seeing them in different organizations. I'm seeing in NATO. I'm seeing the idea of socialism expanding. And the thing about socialism is it always ends in communism, right? It never ends well.
That's its natural fucking end game, yeah.
And I know I talk about this movie a lot, Justin, but if you want to know how socialism ends, just go watch the movie Scarface. I encourage you all, don't watch it with your girlfriend, don't watch it with your wife or kids, but watch it on your... Guys, watch this on your own time.
Watch it with everybody. It's a family movie.
If you want to know how communism ends, guys, that movie explains it better than I could ever explain it. You will end up with nothing. When you see Tony Montana, he comes to this country,
it's a global...
He's like, I've been eating squid every day, I got squid coming out of my ears, there's no jobs, there's no fucking nothing.
The natural ending of communism is always the globalist agenda of you will own nothing and you will be happy.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you have a government that, if they make everything so expensive that you can't own your own home and you can't own your own car and you can't buy your own food, so they're gonna all right, well, if you can't buy it, we'll just give it to you.
We're gonna portion it out to people that need it.
Yeah, we'll give it to you. We'll give you a house, give you a car, we'll give you the food and the lights and the bills, but we own it now. So if you don't do whatever the fuck we say, we're gonna take the house and the car and the food from you.
That's why I don't even like government like programs, because it creates a dependency on the government for the things that you need to live. You should not be depending on the government, man. That's the goal. That's what's so beautiful about America, is that we can get all that ourselves. We go. Well, you go to work, you get paid, and you take your money and you buy your food, you buy your house, you buy your car. Fucking in communism, you get all that for free.
and I agree with you 100% on that. And here's what I'm going to say. Yeah, capitalism may not be perfect, but
no, it was never meant to be.
But I'd rather deal with capitalism because there's always ways to work around it, even during difficult times. Versus communism. I'm going to go back to the movie Scarface again, when he's being interviewed by the fucking what we call immigration control time. They were asking. They were really going tough on this guy. Well, he was basically saying, "There's nothing you can't do to me that communist Cuba has done."
Yeah, that Cuba hasn't already done to me.
So basically, guys, if you think capitalism is bad, go experience. People in communist countries will literally tell you, like, this isn't just something a movie character will say. I know I keep talking about this movie, but people who lived in communist countries and who made it over here and safely and have been able to experience their way of life will tell you that there's nothing that their home countries haven't done to them that capitalism can't do to them here. They are ready for anything capitalism has to throw their way.
I would say if you're fucking for communism, you should go ahead and read up on the most recent communist revolution would be in the 80s in China. Go look at that.
That's another good example.
And
go ahead.
I was going to say, and just the way that things are going in America right now with us being in these wars and these tariffs and these taxes and all these things going up, if you think about it in the long run, if they just keep making things more and more expensive, right? Keep rising inflation, everything's going to go more expensive, and you don't see jobs going up.
And that's due to the social welfare programs that we have in place.
Yeah, that's almost in a way that's kind of the same thing. They're making everything so expensive that you can't afford it, so they're going to have to support it for you eventually.
And
what happens if this keeps happening in 20, 30 years to the point where nobody can afford a house? Now they have to give out houses to the point where nobody owns what they live in.
And that would completely crush the housing market too.
Once everybody who owns houses dies, nobody has the money to buy them off of them.
Buy them back up,
to the government.
Yeah. And those are actually
the government's going to buy them.
Or some company,
exactly, some BlackRock,
a realty company or something.
BlackRock, there we go.
Or the banks will buy them all.
UMB Bank is a big one, boys. Don't trust them, folks. But those are all excellent points you guys are making, because it's these things you already talk about. They're already happening. And if you want to know, speaking of the welfare and people not being able to afford homes, like they're dead by the time they can afford them.
Yeah.
If you lived in Dubuque for a while, if you go to Dubuque right now, I worked every day, man, just about 2 different jobs. All right. I see new welfare buildings being opened, apartment buildings and welfare buildings being opened up every fucking week.
Assistance
living. They got 4 new ones they just built in Asbury. Yes, the rich part of Dubuque where they don't even build that shit.
They call that human capital.
And then you want to know what the result of that ended up being? The rent, apartments that used to be $500-$600 a month are now $1,500 to $2,000 a month. Thank you, fucking welfare. That's what welfare does. It makes the person who isn't on welfare, which would be us,
who have our regular jobs.
Yeah, correct. We basically can't afford to even live in an apartment because all this money is being spent on these people who don't want to fucking work. And I'm not saying that's the case for all of them. I understand if you are completely like disabled, or if you're a single mom and you need it temporarily, not permanently.
Yeah, that's what these social programs are always supposed to be.
They're meant to be temporary.
But people will
be labeled as temporary.
But people will be on like even just like food stamps, something simple like that. People will be on them for their whole fucking lives.
They act like it's a social security check, and it's not.
Yeah, they just see free money, and it's like, it's not fucking free, dude. The people that
are taking it for free, but in reality, they're owning you in the process of doing it. In the long term, they're owning you. You're not going to own anything when you die.
Yep.
You're not going to have anything to give your kids.
Exactly, and then your kids are fucked, and then that goes on for a long enough period of time.
That's hence why there's so many ghettos in America. Why there's these struggles in these black neighborhoods.
All right, good. Another good point, because I was just about to bring up ghettos and black neighborhoods.
It's a whole spider.
It really
so guys,
is.
Long story short,
I see it as a spiral down the toilet drain.
Long story short, guys, welfare. This is not an attack, like Devontae said. Because I'm glad I didn't mean to talk over, because I was thinking the same shit. It's like this guy and I have the same fucking mind. This is not an attack on minorities. This is not an attack on the ghetto. It's not an attack on any race, group, or creed.
Not at all.
This is specific. Long story short, before we move on or whatever, or unless you want to keep talking about this, I'm all game.
I'm about ready
Long
to move
story
on. Next
short,
story.
welfare ends with rent and mortgage going way the fuck up. So if you don't want your rent and mortgage to go way the fuck up, especially if you're trying to move into a new apartment or house, don't vote for politicians that are gonna sign off on welfare, and don't support welfare policies. A matter of fact, there's actually some new options that are being considered on ballots. And you can actually go into
I'm
so
so far
check
right.
off on these options. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry, but I want you to know about this, Justin, because if you ever do get a chance to vote,
I probably know more about it than anybody here.
That are wanting to do these AI data centers, because that's going to make your water and your electricity go through the fucking roof.
So check off you don't want AI data centers, and also check off, and if it's not available, right in the text, the optional text box, no more welfare. All right. So you want to end session 8. We need to end session 8, and we just...
I'm a cruel son of a bitch, because I'm just like, end it all. End it all.
We need to replace...
Survival of the fittest.
If we're going to have anything, we need to go back to just temporary relief. Get rid of session 8 and replace it with temporary relief. Because you want to know what session 8 caused? Because I don't need to keep rambling, but for historical facts for you guys, session 8 basically enslaved the black communities. It caused them to laugh, living in terrible neighborhoods, terrible buildings.
It forced them into a suburb.
It forced them into basically crack wars. That's why you have all these drug wars going on. You have all these bloodshed.
It's an incentive structure. You have to incentivize.
All orchestrated and calculated.
You have to incentivize people that free shit isn't good. Like, you have to incentivize them to want to actually work and live the American dream. Like, you want to incentivize the American dream, not incentivize a welfare state. But the way it is, you say free this and free that, and what's that going to incentivize people to do? They're going to go, oh, well, free shit.
Might as well, shit.
Yeah, like, fucking, why not, man?
Look at all the other countries that went the welfare route. Look at China. It did not end well.
And they give all this free shit away to the point where people don't feel like if you give free shit away in a place where there's a bunch of crime, they're not going to work because they get all the free shit, so they don't have to work. Sell drugs or
exactly.
You stay out of trouble.
I used to fucking know a bunch of people. I used to know a bunch of people that they would trade their food stamps for drugs and shit.
I've heard of it dozens of times.
Still know people that do that, and I don't fucking understand it.
It's crazy. You're incentivizing these behaviors out of people, man. When you give people free shit, all the criminals. Who do you think is the first person that's gonna come in that fucking food stamp line, man? It's not gonna be like somebody that's hard on their luck, bro. No, the first person in that line is gonna be some fucking thug off the street that's committing crimes, going, free shit, and then I can figure out a way to make this free shit benefit me in other ways. I'm not actually getting food with it. I'm actually just taking my food stamp card over to my drug dealer's house and going, hey, dude, I'll trade you fucking such and such amount of my food stamps for such and such amount of drugs. And it's absolutely, it opens the door for more, like, now it's a huge thing. You see all the fraud going on. You see, it just opens this door of now that, like, there's always going to be crime, right? We can all agree that you're never going to get rid of crime no matter what, unfortunately. I wish we could live in some sort of fucking crazy utopia, but that's not a realistic vision of the future.
As long as there's somebody who wants drugs, there's always going to be someone to sell it.
Exactly. But what we can do is we can close some doors. Like, yeah, people are going to get drugs and sell them, but can we not get people to sell their food stamps for drugs? We can take away their food stamps so that person either has to quit doing drugs or they have to get a job to pay for their drugs. They're still going to do for sure.
Original. That's what we need. Is if you're gonna do it, work for your
like
shit.
yeah, we
Don't
don't
ruin your life.
and we don't have to make it easy for the criminals
And
to
they don't
do
pay taxes
crime.
on half the shit. They don't pay the rent.
Exactly.
And we gotta pay. We're basically paying it for them.
Exactly.
So they can live on assistance, so they can.
And we're making crime easier. That's what I'm saying too. Is like, dude, like we don't have to like make it easy for the crime to happen. We don't have to make it easy for the drug dealers to deal drugs. Like, I don't understand where this came from. Where it's like, oh, you know who I blame? The white liberal woman. It's the women, dude. It's seriously the liberal women that have this maternal instinct to, oh, protect the poor fucking black guy fucking dealing drugs. And it's like, wait, what? Like, no, wait. No, dude. Oh, they're just down on their luck. I'm like, wait a minute. That guy just shot a person. Hold on. Like, who should we actually be? We should be protecting the people that actually follow the law, not protecting the people that break them, or making it easier for them to commit said crime. Anyway, we've probably gone off on that long enough. We got way off the topic. We always get off the topic. It's like we're supposed to be talking about Lindsey Graham, but it turned into that.
Yep. Rest in peace.
That's how it is. But yeah, I'll say one last thing about Senator Graham. I did not agree with a lot of his policies. I thought he was a warmongering rhino, but I'm not going to celebrate his death either. I feel bad for his family, all that. Where are you going, Jake? Jake's leaving. Okay. Okay.
All right.
Anyway, so we'll move on to this next story here. So speaking of all the Iran stuff, unfortunately, oh my God, I feel like I've been talking about the Iran shit for like the past month.
What else there's to talk about?
Oh God, but this is an interesting story, I guess. So I guess the next big story from over the weekend, President Trump was forced to switch flights coming back from the NATO summit in Turkey due to security concerns. So he actually switched from his new Air Force One to the old Air Force One because of threats from Iran. It seems Iran made threats against the president amid some fresh strikes against the regime. The U.S. and Iran have exchanged heavy military strikes over the weekend, following... Oh my God, sorry guys. Following the total collapse of last month's ceasefire. The president also announced today that the U.S. is reinstating the naval blockade on Iran and taking operational control of the Strait of Hormuz once again. So, obviously, that peace deal is dunsies.
Which means oil's going back up, gas is going back up.
That's immediately.
Everything's going back up again.
Immediately. It's been like a yo-yo.
Why don't we just... I'm sorry, why don't we just take these fucks off the map?
That's what I've been saying. Just fucking kill them.
They have more than what, like, they're a bigger threat than what Trump says, and that, like, they're bombing the shit out of them constantly, but they have enough missiles to keep, like, they bomb one missile center, they have another one, they're in the
mountains.
Range.
It's mostly drones is really all they have left to fight with at this point. Drones and ground troops, obviously, but...
And Russia and China have been, there's things going around saying that they're selling them man pads, where they have like shoulder.
I was told that they might aid them in a war. Yep. If we do piss China,
like they're not alone. They're being aided. Like how we were aiding Ukraine against Russia, they have China and
Russia. They
got China and Russia.
We aided Afghanistan.
They're one of the BRICS nations. So
they're right along out there with South Korea or North Korea and them.
Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at this news article for this. See if we can get some more info. So I want the Hill one.
I have it up.
You got it up? Okay. Sorry, my screen fucking kicked me off again. I just kept going. All right, so we got this from the Hill. Trump warns Iran of complete decimation if assassination threat carried out. So President Trump late Friday threatened to decimate and destroy Iran if it carries out a reported assassination plot against him, saying he has already directed the U.S. military to be prepared to respond. 1,000 missiles are locked and loaded and aimed at the Islamic Republic of Iran. with thousands of more to immediately follow, should the Iranian government act on its threat pronounced in many corners of the globe to assassinate or attempt to assassinate the sitting president of the United States. In this case, me. Trump wrote this on Truth Social. Orders have already been given, and the U.S. military is ready, willing, and able for a 1-year period of time. Jesus. Subject to extension to completely decimate and destroy. This is what I'm saying, dude. You say that Trump's talking shit, but you got listen. We put $90 billion in our defense budget this year, bro. $90 billion. Like, I'm sorry, but the Allahu Akbars aren't like. I think Trump is playing softball. I think Trump that needs to go ahead and just let the dogs loose, bro. Let's let the dogs out. Who? I think he's playing softball because he's worried about, I think he's worried about saving face for obviously some of the Republican Party that's all like, I don't want to do war. And I get that. I don't want to do war either, but if we're going to fucking do war, just fucking kill them all. Just fucking end it. Anyway, I'll read on to the rest of this. Trump's latest warning comes a day after the Wall Street Journal reported that Israeli intelligence recently shared new information with U.S. officials showing that Tehran was considering a plan to kill the president. Iran's new supreme leader, Ayatollah, fucking something that I can't pronounce, the son of the slain Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, I can't pronounce that one, who was killed in the initial strikes on Iran in late February, on Saturday vowed to avenge his father and made another threat against Trump, according to a Telegram post reviewed by Reuters. He reportedly said that getting revenge for his father's death was the demand of the nation and must certainly take place. We pledge to avenge the blood of the martyred leader and all the martyrs of these two wars from the criminal and disgraced killers.
Man.
Yes, we're criminals. Yeah, we're coming from a country that constantly is murdering the shit out of women and gays. Yep, we're the fucking criminals. Yep, that's right. That is sure right. Calls for revenge on Trump were also evident at the funeral procession for the late Supreme Leader, where crowds displayed banners reading, "We will kill Trump." At the NATO summit in Turkey earlier this week, Trump told reporters that he was Iran's #1 target after saying the interim ceasefire agreement between Washington and Tehran was over, following an exchange of overnight retaliatory strikes. On Friday, the president told the New York Post that he left instructions. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. We already read that. When asked about the reports of the Israeli intelligence, Trump told the Post that there was no new plan from Iran, but said Tehran has wanted to kill him for years. Skip that quote. Concerns first mounted on the heels of a security decision to have Trump depart the NATO summit earlier this week on the old Air Force One instead of the newly refurbished Qatari gifted jet. That move followed days of tit-for-tat strikes and the revocation of Iran's oil sanctions waiver after attacks on vessels in the Strait of Hormuz, as the president declared a temporary ceasefire over. Yeah, and I kind of talked about that earlier this week on the Lone Wolf Show. Make sure you guys check that episode out. But yeah, what do we think? That's the end of the article there.
Man, that's crazy, man. Like, I've already been hearing conspiracies about this exact topic already. Like, I've heard things as far as like that, let me think. I've heard things already from like the aspect of like that Israel, and I've already heard that Jewish topic around on social media and stuff. And hundreds of thousands of people talking about it. Like, they think that somebody like it's Israel's way of even if Iran doesn't do anything. Like, Israel's going to make a fake assassination attempt to try to kill Trump, and even if they win or fail, they're going to blame it on Iran, and then it gives the vice president,
the false flag talks.
Yep,
yeah, I've heard it.
America's going to come in and fucking bombard them, just like Trump says. Even if Iran doesn't do anything, if something happens to Trump, they're going to come in hot, even if Iran doesn't.
They would have to, man.
Yeah, they would have to.
We would have to. We would have to. America couldn't take a loss of a president and just do nothing.
But if that happens, that would be the perfect plot to commit.
Yeah, that would be
fakery and make
the perfect false flag.
And then point the finger at someone else, like Iran. If they didn't,
anyway,
if they do.
And it would be the first time people have done shit like that.
And I mean, you can't really be mad at Iran. I mean, we've been bombed. I mean, don't get me wrong. They did some shit to Israel. They didn't do nothing directly to us. And
they've been bombing. Just today, they've been bombing military bases in the region.
Right. Yeah, and they've killed I'm pretty sure the 7 soldiers were from out of Iowa, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a little while ago. But I know. I mean, that's war, though. I mean, they're bombing military bases, but America and Israel are bombing cities filled with people. I mean, there's like civilians dying everywhere.
No, they're not doing that yet. They've only targeted military targets so far.
But don't they have haven't they been bombing these places in the cities where they said that these people have been hiding?
No, just military bases so far. At least that's what's being reported. That's the official narrative from CCOT.
Huh.
That's the official narrative is what they're doing is, but that was the big hullabaloo earlier because President Trump was talking about a couple months ago how he was going to start bombing bridges and water.
They did bomb that bridge.
Well, they bombed a bridge, but they were talking about bombing not civilian targets, but civilian infrastructure, water salinization plants, stuff like that, things that they would need for like food and water, and
which affects the whole economy that cause poisoning in the water system for people that's civilian.
Yep, and he hasn't done that yet though. He's been holding up. I say just fucking do it. That's if the Iranian regime wants to use their fucking people as fucking human shields, then fuck it.
Well, they're just trying. In my eyes, I mean, if you're a country that's on the road to ruin, I mean, if I was them, I'd do anything I could to stay alive. You know, like, and what are these people doing?
No, what they need if they want to stay alive, what they need to do is surrender, make a peace fucking deal, agree to everything that they hold no cards. They think that the Strait of Hormuz is some sort of leverage, and maybe it is for some of our European countries, but America doesn't get their fucking oil through the Strait of Hormuz. A, we make it ourselves, and B, if we are getting it from other people, we're getting it from places that are a little bit more on the Western Hemisphere.
Well, we get it from Venezuela now, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We get it over here on the Western side of the world. But our European allies, they're really like they get a lot of their oil from the Strait of Hormuz, or at least
the world's oil. I mean, it goes to Japan, it goes to China, it goes to Russia. I mean, it goes to
which is understandable. I think that's why Trump's trying so hard to keep this straight, but at the same time, I'm just like, fucking kill. I don't know, man. I don't know what to think. All I can say is because I don't know. Call me a warmonger, I guess. Kill them all.
Put it in an aspect like this,
say, dude. It's just why not just
I think it's harder than what people imagine it is because you got to think about it like this. Iran's 5 times. I mean, Iraq is 5 times smaller than Iran in landmass, mind you.
Yeah,
and it has less than a third of the population.
Way less.
Iraq is tiny compared to Iran. So, and it took us almost 20 some years to fight Iraq.
Well, here's another.
We didn't even win.
Here's another thing.
Like we left a whole bunch of guns. It would take.
That's another good example of I think we only failed because we played softball. Like, yes, we did send ground troops, but I feel like we could have fucking laid them out a lot fucking more. Or it could be a situation like in Vietnam where we just underestimated the enemy.
And you're going to be on their home turf. They have whole mountain
home field advantage.
They literally, since the Cold War, they've been digging tunnels and making missile silos in the mountains that they can just manufacture missiles since the Cold War. But
now I don't know, man. Those bunker busters that we didn't have those back even back in the early 2000s. We didn't have bunker busters. We made them just because of shit like that.
And we've hit a few of them, you know what I mean? But they have tunnels. They tunnels and tunnels and tunnels going everywhere. Like their whole
that happens sometimes when you underestimate the enemy. The same thing happened in Vietnam. We We thought that we could just come in there and end that in like a month.
We were going to do it to Iraq too, and it took us 20 plus years.
Yeah, and we ended up not doing it. I mean, we thought
we did some shit, but we didn't.
We implemented a regime change, but as soon as we left, the regime fucking fell again. It was so pointless. Yeah, and I think that's why Republicans. I think this is what it actually is Republicans have such a sour taste in their mouth from the Iraq-Afghanistan war that when I seen it again. I think maybe Rhino Republican. I'm talking about voters, not our leaders. Gotcha. Voters have such a sour taste in their mouth from the Afghan-Iraq war that's why the parties really split when we went in, and Trump promised to be like the no war president, and then immediately starts a fucking war. Although, I mean, did he though? Can we really call this a war?
I mean, we supported Israel in a war with somebody else.
Yeah,
aided them and got ourselves involved, and then they killed some of our troops, and now we're involved.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it goes, man. I mean, it is the fog of war here that we're dealing with a lot of the times. Anyway, let's go ahead and wrap that up. We'll do this we got this last story for you guys. We're coming back to the homeland. This is my bread and butter. I'm terrible with international issues, but domestic issues, I know all about these domestic issues.
It looks like it was only a matter of time before we got one of these stories again. Another ice.
Yeah, here we go, guys. So, well, boys, we have more news here on the home front. We have yet another ICE shooting. And already, guys, are you ready for this? Already, I can hear it. I can hear the pterodactyl screeches of the white liberal woman. Immediately, that's all I can hear as soon as I start the story off, because once again, some dumbass tried to run over a federal agent.
I think, yeah.
We'll get into it here. Let's go ahead and read the article quick, because this is breaking news, by the way, guys. So
happened earlier today.
Yeah, it happened just a couple hours ago, apparently. All right, let's see here. So we got this from the AP News. ICE shot and killed a motorist in Maine. Advocates say he's a 26-year-old from Colombia. I don't know why that's in the headline.
Colombian drug mule?
It makes the thing he's an immigrant. Yeah. That whole ICE's job is to like illegal immigrants. So.
I don't know. They say advocates say that he's a 26-year-old from Colombia, because I think it's to make you feel bad. Oh no, not a young man from Colombia. Anyway, a federal immigration officer fatally shot a motorist in Maine on Monday. The second time in a week. Yeah, we were talking about this earlier. I love how they just threw that in there. The U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents have used deadly force, and at least the 9th time since President Donald Trump began his immigration crackdown. I mean, to be fair, that they're going to make it sound bad, but to be fair, that's not too bad. 9 times in the past 2 years, let's get this straight, guys. There are hundreds of thousands of ICE agents all over the country, and if it only happened 9 times in 2 years, that's pretty goddamn good, considering. Yeah. All right, and then immigrant rights groups, of course, identified the man who was killed as a 26-year-old native of Colombia. Federal authorities were silent about what led up to the shooting, but U.S. Senator Angus King said Homeland Security Secretary Mark Wayne Mullen told him the officer opened fire after the man tried to use his vehicle as a weapon against the ICE agents in Bidford, coastal city, roughly 15 miles, or I don't know why they included the kilometers, southwest of Portland. Let's see here. He was in a vehicle, pulled out in the vehicle, and the term the secretary used was weaponized the vehicle, and was shot by an ICE agent. Yeah. In other words, and then they have, of course, this nice little picture here of 2 white liberal women hugging each other and crying.
Jesus, they're ugly as shit.
They're obviously liberal.
They look like farm animals. What the fuck? I'm sorry, not to be degrading towards women, but I love
silence, women. Piggy. Silence.
I love women.
Quiet, Piggy.
But I don't know. These women look deranged.
They look like your typical, look at them. They're hugging, they're crying, they're fat. They're fat, they're ugly, they're crying. This is where you get the term of Quick, throw out the Constitution. A white woman is crying. You know.
I'm not gonna say nothing about no fat people, but I'm just gonna say.
I'm gonna say everything about the fat people.
They just look ugly and deranged. That's all I gotta say.
Well,
I don't know this.
Don't worry, our audience is used to me being like the rudest person on earth.
Sorry, guys, I've been trying to stay on a more professional level ever since I got involved in this partnership. So, I'm gonna voice some opinions, but certain things I'm gonna keep to myself. But,
yeah, well, that's what I'm here for. That's what Justin. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to make you mad.
So all the ammunition that you guys really do want, that will come out of him. I'm gonna stand on business, but I will say, you are one ugly motherfucker. What's up, Arnold Schwarzenegger for president? Amen, baby. Let's move on.
All right, King, a Maine independent. Said Mullen also told him the officers were in Biddeford to serve an arrest warrant, but that it was not for the person who was shot. King said Mullen told him that earlier information that the man was the target of an enforcement action was incorrect. He said Mullen got new information, and when he got it, he called me to tell me. So this is like, he said, we're not going to get an official report for a couple of days. This is a lot of he said, she said, whatever.
They don't have, exactly how it happened.
I'm going to assume.
In front of the car, was in the side of the car.
God, but like, do the technicalities matter?
You gotta have time to write the narrative, right?
Yeah,
well, and there was no body cameras either, but they still believe that there may be possible film from elsewhere.
There's got to be. You got to think that there were people around with their cameras going, "Oh, you killed him!"
But it's not a good look for the police in court not to have body cams either. That's automatic frown upon with the judge.
Yeah. It's federal agents aren't required to wear body cams.
Some of them are now.
It depends. I don't think it's law. I don't think it's law for, at least on the federal level. I know that states and counties, municipalities, and whatnot, but I'm pretty sure it's not like required. Otherwise, they'd be in trouble, right? Anyway, Senator Susan Collins, a Maine Republican, said Mullen told her that the Homeland Security Department's Office of Inspector General is investigating in cooperation with the FBI. I got an ad popping up on me. Sorry, guys. Messages seek comment were left for ICE, the Inspector General's Office, and the Maine Department of Public Safety. The Maine Attorney General's Office, which is also investigating, said initial statements suggest the motorist was trying to flee in the direction of the agent. The office said the agent who killed him has been placed on leave. So, yeah, right now we got
an investigation.
Right now we got an investigation we got to wait on. But I figured it was our last story. It was breaking news, so figured I'd get you guys' thoughts on it real quick. I mean,
it matters. I mean, I'd say it's not a good look for the guy or the cop. I mean, it all depends. If it's something like where the guy's right here and the cop's on the side of the car and he veers off and he bumps the cop and the cop shoots him or something.
I'm assuming that it's another Renee Good situation.
But if he's like in the road and the guy veers off and is like about to smack on hit him at 25 miles an hour with the grill of his car, I mean, yeah, that's that's lethal force. Like, I would shoot somebody as well, but
a car. This is what people don't seem to realize. These liberal white women apparently is that a vehicle is considered a weapon.
Yeah, I mean it's just
like if I saw
anybody who's played Grand Theft Auto knows a vehicle is a weapon.
That's how I killed half my fucking enemies. Like, get the fuck out of here.
And the biggest thing is they don't have body cams on the police, and I just looked it up, and it does say that the Department of Homeland Security established agency-wide guidance requiring cameras for operations like at large arrest. ICE officers are required to
at large arrest,
and also it says ICE officers are required by policy to wear body cameras during public-facing enforcement activities, but many still do not because the agency lacks the funding to issue.
They probably don't have enough body cams to hand out to everybody.
I thought by federal law they were all supposed to have them now, so that explains why a lot of these things with cops have been ongoing because of the funding issue.
Yeah,
see, guys, another reason why you don't want to live in a communist state here is because eventually there's no funding for people to protect you when you.
Well, obviously we haven't been able to pass the funding bill for ICE.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not best buds of the cops, but I do believe that there are good cops out there and that we do need them to protect and enforce in our communities to stop, things like this from happening, obviously. Right? But anyways, continue.
But not spending thousands of dollars on flock cameras to watch your license.
No. I'm highly
across the bridge into Dubuque and stuff. They got flock cameras everywhere.
I am highly against flock cameras, bro. Like that's
pick and choose what they spend your money for on. Not you.
That's the problem with fucking taxes.
How much do you think those street cameras cost out there? I know those aren't body cameras, but those cameras they put on the street, by the street lights. How much do you think they cost? I mean,
a lot. Well, you know, if a hammer costs the taxpayer like fucking $150. They were doing audits on the government not that long ago where they were like where a hammer was priced at $150, and I'm like, that's just, now you're robbing the taxpayer at that point. Because when it comes to when you get a government contract, some of these companies they'll just raise the price because it's like it's taxpayer money. They don't give a fuck.
They're eating lobster with it. Shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't care.
This shit's crazy, guys. But I don't know. I just don't care. Anything that I see about ICE killing somebody, I'm just like, at this point, fucking whatever, dude. Because it just seems like they didn't have fucking public scrutiny fucking 4 years ago. Where was this energy when Biden's ICE administration was arresting people? Where was this energy when Obama was putting kids in cages?
We were stuck in the George Floyd state.
Yeah, we didn't care about them.
Matter shit.
Yeah,
riots.
We didn't care about Mexicans at that point. We only cared about the black people.
It's like phases, bro. It's like phases. It's like they don't like, people won't riot about the Epstein files and shit, but they'll riot about a fucking. Well, unfortunately, a black dude got choked out on the street, and they'll fucking. Well, now back shit crazy.
Well, now you'll see the leftists going crazy over the Epstein shit. But they're not. But during the Biden administration, where the fuck were these leftists about that? We on the right were screaming about the Epstein files.
Hey, the Epstein files are for Democrats and Republicans.
They are. But I just want to point out the hypocrisy of how they didn't start bitching about it until it became a Trump thing.
Oh yeah, and because once Epstein gets caught and he got apparently killed, and then the things they were trying to get the files out, that's going to reveal everyone. So ain't nobody the good guy no more, and they don't want to be the bad guy.
It just pisses me off that
they're used to putting the blame.
I was on this show fucking before when Biden was still president, screaming about the Epstein fucking list and shit.
Real.
And all these fucking Democrats went, "You're a conspiracy theorist."
Because, and the ones that knew about it, they don't want you to know because they were involved just as much.
Well, and then I see. Now the script has flipped, and now it's like the leftists weren't watching my show, obviously, back then, because now they're like, "Well, what do you think about the Epstein files?" And I'm like, "Go back to my fucking previous episodes, and you'll see what I fucking think about that." And I was screaming about it before you were, you crazy fucks.
Based on everything you just guys said, that brings me back to one of my earlier points. It goes back to the socialist point, where this socialist pedophilic empire. It's not just Republican or Democrat, like you said, Devontae.
I think it's satanic. I think it's Santeria, bro. It's adrenochrome. It's a fucking. You want to get into conspiracy theories? I can go down that road.
Not only is it very satanic, but you said why. I want to bring back a point you just mentioned earlier. You said, why weren't these things mentioned during the Biden administration, during the
Obama administration, the Bush administration?
It's not because this is a left thing or a right thing.
Even the first Trump administration, nobody fucking was talking about it.
It's because the culprits, the socialist, pedophilic, satanic, blood-sucking motherfuckers
that run the
world, the New World Order, they don't give a fuck about being Democrat or Republican. They have conditioned your minds
to make you think you have a choice in so many words.
To act like certain things certain things are normal,
right,
and certain things are not normal. So like the things that we freak out about that are not normal, most people have already been conditioned to brush that off and pay attention to things like the George Floyd shit.
It's like the Graham Plattner thing that's going on.
And it's not just a Democrat or Republican plot.
Hey, I'm going to bring it into fucking binary politics, bro, because I just want to point out the hypocrisy. I have to. I feel a reason, like I'm going to use the example of the Graham Plattner thing. If our guy's doing it, then we don't care and we'll brush it off. But as soon as one of your guys gets it, then we're gonna start like Trump's a Nazi, and then Graham Plattner, a guy with a literal Nazi tattoo. Oh no, our Trump got held civilly liable for raping E. Jean Carroll. But Graham Plattner had a bunch of fucking women that were coming forward trying to fucking blow the whistle on his sexual abuse. But but he's our guy. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking when our guy does it, we're willing to brush it off.
Right.
Like where me, if there was ever any evidence that Trump did anything, any solid fucking proof that Trump did anything wrong, I'd flip on that motherfucker like a dime. But the Democrats, no, because, and this is what I'm trying to point out, not just the hypocrisy, but they're hungry for power and they will do anything. Whereas we are not hungry for power, at least Republican voters. I can't speak for the people that we elect to lead us, but I can speak for, I think, the average everyday Republican voter when I say that we're not hungry for power. We're not trying to go for a power grab. We just want our country to be okay, man. We just want our people to be alright. Whereas the Democrats, I feel this visceral, they have this visceral malice almost that they don't care. They don't care if Hitler himself came out the grave and said that I'm going to lead the Democrat Party, they'd be all for Hitler. They'd be all for him, bro, because it's not about, they don't actually have morals. They don't have a moral fucking, they think power is power. They're like, no, fucking morals is not what I stand on. What I stand on is power. Fucking power is power. Morals are not power. Knowledge is not power. None of that. No, I will do anything I have to do. I will scratch and claw to get that fucking power, no matter what. It's maleficent, bro.
Maleficent. So I'm gonna get
straight malice.
So you got so deep to the point where I'm gonna bring up another point, Justin. So yeah. Basically, you're just whenever, it doesn't matter what they say, you know what I mean? Like
they say whatever they need to say to gain power.
Whatever at this point, they're just gonna follow through whatever they say because they've already been conditioned. And then these people, whether they're left or right or they're
they're totally down with the Nazi as long as he's got the D in front of his name.
So they've already
they'll go Nazi. Oh, a D? Oh, no, never mind.
And the reason why
we're cool with Nazis now.
And they would follow through with that because they've already been conditioned to follow orders. And that's basically what the voters are doing.
The groupthink thing.
Whether they're Democrat or Republican, unfortunately, most of our voters have been they've already been conditioned to follow the orders that we've been given. We're doing good.
And even to go a little bit deeper, I think it's all just the illusion of choice. I think that, just like we were talking about the satanic, the satanic worshipers and all these people that are all at the top 1%, that are all buddy and stuff.
You know what I think the biggest gateway is too? Speaking of satanicism, I think in both parties, especially the left, the media, anything that has to do with social platforms, news networks, anything on a TV or a fucking screen, I can feel it spiritually. You guys can too. Both parties, and it's not the parties. We're gonna call the enemy out as it is. The socialist, pedophilic, vampiric New World Order motherfuckers.
Like it seems like these people are straight up trying to usher in biblical fucking revelation. Like they're trying to usher in what's written down in Revelations, dude. It's insane.
And it is Revelation. I don't mean to get too deep into it, but I figured out the key to not be conditioned to these commands, whether the commands are coming from a Republican or Democrat politician or a world leader or somebody in your community or just or just a celebrity. Yeah. In order to not, or the media. Or a tick, or the app, or the app on your phone, or an Instagram, TikTok. In order to not, we're gonna wrap this up. In order to not be conditioned by those things, just shut those things off and turn on the things that are good for your mind. Like obviously, good news source material, healthy games, healthy movies. Take a break from electronics.
I'm starting to wonder.
Go outside.
I'm starting to wonder, is Wolfpack very healthy? we kind of just bitch and.
and obviously we're using the tools and the gateways that you could see.
I'm obviously just kidding. I think we're great.
Yeah.
I think we're us.
I think we're doing pretty good. And
people ask us some questions or something,
Yeah, right. That's true. Those
questions have an open opinion.
Hell yeah, man. That's why I'm glad you joined us too.
Well, thank you. Yeah,
it's actually been fucking awesome to have other people. I want to start having more people on the panel so that we can have more of a big group discussion.
Right.
It'd be really cool. We get like 4 or 5 people in here. That'd be interesting to see how that conversation bounces around. I love how we go from like we're talking about ice and then we're like the satanic pedophile race.
Because that's what it's true at the end of the day, because we know who the real enemy is. We know
they run it. They want you to argue about things like George Floyd and all these things to keep your mind off of the elite status. If you're focused on them on the Epstein class, which is redacted right now, and they won't release it until 2087 for Ghislaine Maxwell.
Just like the RFK shit or the JFK shit.
They're gonna put all these things. They'll start wars, and they've started a war since redacting those files. Like literally, they'll do any. In my eyes, they're doing
put out the alien shit, anything to distract,
stuff, dude. Like they're gonna do whatever. They're not gonna release those files, dude, and they're gonna make it to the point where people know kind of what happened in the files, but they can't prove it.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much where I'm at right now. I know what happened.
Common sense just does the rest.
Yeah, it's a test to see if anybody does anything. It's kind of like how everybody's willing to do stuff about the George Floyd and all these other
COVID shit.
Yeah, rioting.
That was a test, bro.
And they put a face mask on, stand 6 feet apart, and everybody
just did it.
Like I was telling you about.
They're gonna force you into some shit.
The condition.
I think it's so it's been written, man. That's my opinion. It's been written that there will be a great delusion.
And the final test just happened to the point where they just did the Epstein files. Now people kind of know what happened in the Epstein files, and nobody's doing nowhere near as much about it as what they're doing with George Floyd or with these, with this Israel AIPAC bullshit and all this other crazy shit. Like, dude, like it's to the point, and I don't know. It could all be connected. It could not. I don't know. But like, it's so deep, dude. Like this shit.
My rule on conspiracy theories is like I said at the beginning of the episode, not everything's a conspiracy.
No, not at all.
But the thing about conspiracy is if like 1% of that said conspiracy, it could be true. Yeah. That's what I always do the math with it. Statistically, I'm like, I look at statistics. I'm like, okay, this is the thing we're looking at here. Well, 1% of that could be true. Yeah. There could be a few breadcrumbs in there, but I also make it a big thing on this channel that I don't want to go too deep into the weeds. I don't want to be Alex Jones on here. I love Alex Jones, but he fucking gets a little bit proven. Yeah, I mean, he predicted 9/11.
He predicted a lot of stuff.
He predicted
crazy for it.
He predicted 9/11. Like I think it was 5 months before it happened. It was like the spring of that year that he predicted 9/11 was gonna like word for word. Like, but once again, I want to keep our audience like. Yes, we want to keep you entertained, but at the same time, I want to give you at least as much truth as I can possibly give you, without sounding like a fucking crazy person. Like, I'm not gonna fucking be like, they're turning the frogs gay! Like, I don't want to go quite that far, but there was a little bit of that was true. There was this chemical that was making the frogs gay. But let's go on evidence and what we got. Like, let's not just go straight to like Candace Owens and shit and the people now. The Jews did it. Something happens. The Jews did it, and it's like maybe the Jews did some things, but they didn't do all of it.
I've seen some of her stuff. I mean, I would say some of her. Yeah, I mean,
I used to be a huge fan. But this is the thing. I think she's evil, man. I think that they did it all for money.
I don't know. Well, her and Charlie Kirk used to be best buddies, and before he got shot, he was he used to be like hardcore, like Israel, and then towards the end of it, they started bombing Gaza.
Yeah, but like that doesn't mean the Jews didn't. No,
it doesn't.
Like, and especially, I would encourage you, if you haven't seen my latest episode, I did the trial on Charlie Kirk's killer, man, and all the evidence being presented. Have
you been hearing about the pager? They're not even saying there's no. In my personal opinion, I don't think that boy shot that man, because there's no way a 30-06 does that to your neck. It would. The 30-06 is a big bullet.
They have a video of him shooting him.
Well, but they also
they have a video of him shooting him,
but not like that. You don't just see the bullet go. Like you can't. You don't like.
No, but you see him pull the trigger, and then Charlie Kirk neck fucking blows up.
See, but like it just. Your neck would be annihilated if that 30-06 went through your neck. It would be blown out. Like
I seen the video when it first happened. Trust me, his neck gets blown the fuck out.
But see, like I've seen the video too. But when I've seen it, like it looked like his neck. Like a hole popped out right here, but like when the bullet should have hit, there was only one. There was no exit or entry wound, and like it was only.
And we can theorize all day, bro. But the evidence that's been shown in court is that was the bullet. It was from that gun. They have the video of him shooting the gun. And just, I would recommend just taking a look at the preliminary trial, the evidence that's been presented, and remember a preliminary.
They also did concrete. They did reconstruction. They didn't do a crime scene. They covered that crime scene in like 24 hours, and that was an assassination, mind you. And they concreted, they did construction over it, and
that's weird.
And they completely redid the whole entire area.
I'm not questioning that there's not weird shit. I don't like to speculate. I don't like to speculate.
Well, it's kind of hard to speculate. Oh, I get what you're saying.
The evidence that's presented to me in court
could be framed.
It just looks like he did it. He admitted it. His parents told him that everybody's saying he did it. His own parents are saying he did it. His lover says he did. I'm sorry, but in the court of law, but like he did it, dude.
See,
he did it. Unless you can give me hard evidence to the contrary, other than just speculation and hearsay, what has been presented in court, and we'll get more as the trial proceeds too, because this is the evidence that they presented so far in the preliminary trial is only the tip of the iceberg of the evidence that they have against this man.
Yeah, I just think that the evidence. I just don't think they're telling the whole truth. I think they're hiding shit, and they're not. I think they're making evidence go as they want. They're not. They're saying certain things, and then they're not revealing other things to try to make their thing up. I don't know.
I just care.
There's certain things that don't make sense to why, how, and possible. Like physics aren't adding up. Like just like
looking at the ballistic evidence, they had it added up perfectly for me.
Like I've seen multiple videos of ex-Marines and
I've heard the argument. Yeah, that doesn't happen. This doesn't happen. I mean,
I've shot animals myself, and I've seen a 30-06 hit an animal, and it leaves a bigger wound in a stomach, in a chest cavity than it would in a neck, where it would blow. Potentially,
it depends. It depends.
By hanging by your spine.
They also presented just the type of bullet it was. People were saying it was a full metal jacket. It wasn't no full metal jacket. I believe it was a soft tip, but in a soft tip, even out of a 30-06, it was an old ass 30-06. Yeah, bro. It was old as fuck. Like it wasn't like a new 30-06, bro.
Oh, the bullet. I mean, yeah, if it has an old, I mean, yeah, it could.
It had a soft tip bullet. It was an old ass rifle. They even recreated the shot a couple times, and that was presented as evidence as well in the ballistics report. I don't know. I think we have to look at the evidence that's presented and not just go off of, well, somebody said this.
No. Of course.
Or this looks like that.
I just don't understand that. Why didn't I didn't see the ballistics report, because they did it too fast. I don't understand like.
There's plenty of videos. They have go on X, and they have the entire preliminary trial, or at least what the judge allowed to be seen by the public. And like I said, also remember that a preliminary trial is only they don't have to present all the evidence. They only have to present enough to prove probable cause.
Yeah, and it was just crazy. I don't know. It just doesn't sit well with me. When I saw the video, it just...
Well, hopefully,
it just doesn't look like a 30 out.
Hopefully, like, this isn't over yet. The trial hasn't even started yet. Prelim is nothing. So I think we're going to see a lot more come out as the trial proceeds. Hopefully. Depending on what they'll let us see. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up there, guys. It's been a great conversation. Devontae, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
This has been awesome. This has been a great episode. Hopefully, you guys, we're going to record for Pop Culture Wolf here in a minute after we take a break. But hopefully, you guys will join us for that. Make sure you smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel. If you have not already, you can follow us on X and Facebook and all the other places at Wolfpack Media 92. And we will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.